once you've felt the click, you know that you don't need to push excessively hard. Yeah, you can only do that because of rollback. See me in delay netcode. Has everyone seen the latest video where I checked out this controller, which we're going to be using today? I love the art on this controller. Yo, appreciate it, Dinosaurs. As you can see, it is a button box style controller. You can buy as optional extras parts. So you can buy a left part or a right part, and you can have different sized buttons, different button layouts. So if you're interested in this controller, check out the video. The price seems a bit prohibitive. I think that's fair, but I'm thinking of it as more of a boutique option. It's like a halfway house between going out and asking someone to make a custom controller for you. It's like when you get a guitar, you can buy a cheap $100 Strat, or you can buy a $1,000 American actual real Strat, or you can get a custom guitar, which will cost you like $3 to $5 grand to make like a one-off. And it might not even be a really great guitar. It's just it costs a lot of money to hire a person to dedicate weeks of their life to building a guitar for you. In my opinion, this is somewhere in the middle. Instead of spending $400 to $500 on a nice wooden controller that's been hand carved out of mahogany, and instead of paying $100 for the cheapest possible controller you can get, this is somewhere in the middle where it's so customizable that it's like getting a custom-made controller for you, but it's not completely customized for you. It's not like you call up and say, I want it to have a beveled edge on the side. You know, you can't have a circular-shaped Furin Arcade FRS. This is the shape. This is the controller you can get. But it is quite customizable, so it's on the way to becoming a custom controller. When you're running a company as a single person, it's difficult to reach the same economies of scale. But most importantly, yes, it does have this foam padding all over the bottom. What is Giga Chad Ryu doing here? Yeah, Ryu, he can find his way into any illustration. Let's go into online ranked. Let's see how strong everyone is in this game. I've had matches come in like every 35 to 50 seconds, but we shall see. There you go. Matches coming in like every 50 seconds. He seemed to genuinely like this Capcom Fighting Collection. Was trying to figure out if streamers were shilling it because they got paid by Capcom. Sadly, I'm not paid by Capcom. I would happily be paid by Capcom if they would let me. But the Capcom Creators Program, I looked it up. You have to be in America or Canada. Oh no! Unfortunate for Boletta players. If they don't know that their throw is reversed, they end up putting themselves in the corner. I'm not even really that excited about Capcom Fighting Collection. I really just like this game, Darkstalkers. I like anime fighters in general. And it's kind of cool because this is a bit like how King of Fighters 2000. It's like a really anime fighter-y game, even though it's not an anime fighter. I knew it was coming. So realized that I've been doing the short hop into heavy punch, but actually the short hop into medium punch gives you 2 hits that are overheads, and I think maybe you can like create a combo into stuff after that. I'm learning slowly but surely. I can't explain how much joy it gives me to see 2 Felicias, one up there and one down here. Let's see how things go with Morian. I'm gonna pretend I know how to use this character. Whoa, I don't know how to use her dash. It's cool though. Because you can do that thing where you land right on the other side or right above them, and you get like a sort of ambiguous cross up. And I think you don't even need to know as the player yourself whether it's going to cross up or not. I don't think I've ever done this Raging Demon on a button box before. Don't know where to put my fingers. I think Lilith has the same Raging Demon, right? I'll try with her. Oh wow, she like slides towards them. You see the face she made. There it is. Oh, I got it once. You know how I always say I'm looking for the game with the mechanics that really hook me? I feel like this is the game that does that more than DNF. Like, DNF is fun, but it's not like for any specific reason other than the characters are cool. Thing is, the range on the short hop medium punch is not as good as the heavy punch. No! Haha, my anti-airs are out of sight. Just barely touched. Yes! Let's go! Oh, so this is another thing I wasn't really aware of. Air blocking in this game, you can like act really quickly after an air block. And that's just like never occurred to me as like something to do. So right after an air block, if you're mashing a few buttons, you can like get a stray hit in. I watched your vid on YouTube regarding the FSR. You're using great video, by the way. I ordered the button box because of that review. Sick! You've ordered this controller, have you? The FRS by Furin Arcade? How are you finding the new controller? I'll tell you what, it feels something about the rigidity of the... Because I believe it's molded plastic, some sort of 3D print. I'm not sure what it is exactly. But the way that the buttons kind of rebound off it, I really like. It's like they have a good rebound. It's a combination of Cherry MX switches and the thickness or the heaviness, the weight of the construction. I don't think it's necessary to have a construction like this. I'm just saying it's not something that you can really tell before you buy it if you've never held one in your hands. But I can just tell you now, I like the feel of it. Go on. Jump in on me. Again. I dare you. Oh dear. But don't do it like that with that electricity thing. I'm just going to anti-air until the match is over. Jump in, come on. Oh, that kind of counts as an anti-air? You'd love to hear more about it. That is lucky for you and lucky for me, because you know what? I would like to talk more about it. I just love talking about controllers. Oh my god, I think I might go above 1,000 points today. You know when someone like reacts to your jump-ins? It's just like, yeah, you can only do that because of rollback. See me in delay netcode. Dodge this full screen super. Oh, dag nabbit. Look at my amazing ability to block overheads. Thank the Lord for rollback netcode. Then watch me not tech this grab. Down! No! What is that wake up demon? Will you be making your own design for the new controller? I would define having done some drawing, some illustration work. I kind of feel like that's about as much design as I plan to do for this. I suppose if I wanted to customize it further, I could try like a 30mm right side button layout. That might be cool because I've never had that on a button box. That's not true. Sort of done it when I did the conversion on the Quanbo Obsidian, the Cardi mod. Yeah, and if this Sanwa JLF option comes out that Furin Arcade is mentioning, I mean, that's very exciting. Because I know that there's a large number of people who feel like that would be like one of the main reasons to have something like this. To be able to switch back and forth between traditional input and button box input. With Fightcade, it's hard for me to find a reason to buy this collection. Are there any advantages? Plenty of advantages, yeah. You can play on console. You can play with a number of people who have never played the game before, and console is the first time they're getting into this game. This game does get rebooted every 10 years or so, but it means that a brand new group of people who've never played Darkstalkers will be playing. And so one of the nicest things for me right now is finding people who are bronze level players, so I can kind of learn at the same pace. Getting Capcom Fighting Collection is probably really helpful if you're just looking for some casual players getting into the game. And I can't say for certain how many people will continue to play it. I mean, it's difficult for any retro game to maintain like a lot of momentum. I feel like this collection is really great. Basically, compared to the Street Fighter collection, which was supposed to be rollback, but in the end just kind of wasn't. I mean, the online had problems with Anniversary Collection. Let's go! Yes. That's a good question though. With Fightcade out, what is the point in this? This collection needed to be good to justify its existence. And I just think that finding a bunch of casual players does kind of give it a good reason to exist. How long's the USB cable? I don't know, but it's really long. It's one of the longest cables I've ever been supplied. I've noticed that in this game, neutral jump is just really strong. Like that. Eat my super! Dark Force! Did it look like I knew what I was doing? If it did, success. What did I say about neutral jump? Neutral jump in this game, so strong. Will this work on PC? I believe that any version of the PCB that you buy of this controller, the FRS, I believe they're all compatible. Yo! 1,000 points. This is the first time I've ever had 1,000 points. Hallelujah! Thanks to this controller. The Felicia controller is the reason that I was able to get Super Bronze, baby! The person's like, yo, fight me. I'm too busy celebrating. What a good day. Using the Felicia controller in the game with Felicia and actually ranking up. I'm so happy. By the way, I've only ever had 500 points as my highest in this game. Oh no, I'm losing. No! Good blocks. This person's defense is not bad. I'm unbelievably happy. I'm over the moon right now. This is why Felicia's on the controller, because she's my ticket. She's my ticket to the upper ranks. I'm too happy. I don't want to lose. I don't want to lose my ranking points. So if you haven't seen the YouTube video for this already, there is a video talking about how it feels, how it sounds, how it looks, random little mystery functions, like there's a little switch on here. If you plug this onto it, which is like an optional extra, you can actually decide what the up button is, whether this is the up button or whether the up on the WASD controls are up. These switches, I believe they're speed silvers. They kind of rebound really nicely. They don't hurt at all. So when I'm pressing buttons over here, because you can like feel like the rigidity of the plate, whatever this plastic mold is. I don't know if it's because it's really hard or really soft or somewhere in between, but it kind of bounces up and down really nicely. That's the sort of thing I like to translate through videos, but it's difficult because unless you can put one of these controllers in people's hands, it's difficult to help people understand what it feels like to actually use one. Having FOMO over not buying this game now. What are you doing? This game is so much fun. Vampire Savior moves like Street Fighter V, but it looks like Street Fighter Alpha 2. I think that's probably the best way I can describe it. Because Street Fighter Alpha 2 actually doesn't have forward dash, and so the movement really is walk forward and jump, or like explode into a custom combo and go flying towards your enemy. But in this game, if you want to move forward, double tap is sometimes a teleport, sometimes it's a short hop. There's a bunch of moves that like fly you across the screen. Some characters even float. They've got rockets, they've got like jetpacks. For a game that came out in '97, I believe, this game feels like it's got the mechanics of a more modern fighter. Well, it feels like an anime fighter. It's crazy. Capcom Fighting Collection is way better than I was expecting, and I think the presentation on the menus makes such a big difference. You boot this thing up and it boots up really quickly, first of all. The games themselves also boot up really quickly. Getting into ranked mode is really fast, and you can actually set up to play all 10 games ranked at the same time, which is bonkers. I think it's amazing. I have heard that there are benefits to playing on Fightcade, but I have also heard that there are some benefits to playing on the Capcom Fighting Collection, so I think there's quite a deep discussion to be had there. Cherry MX Blues on the left and MX Silvers on the right. I did also find that I don't press as heavily on this controller. It's crazy stuff, isn't it? I don't really press as hard on the left side anymore because I feel a click when the button is actuated. Even if I don't hit really hard like that, you know that it's actuated. And so I think as a result, once you've felt the click, you know that you don't need to push excessively hard. When I got the email from Furin Arcade, they're like, would you like to try out this new controller coming out? They're like, what artwork would you like printed on it? And I could put your logo. He said, I could put your logo on it. I was like, don't put my logo on it. My logo, it's like a picture of me with a coffee grinder. So I asked him, I was like, can I draw something for it? And then when I open it, that can like be part of the unboxing video. In fact, I could make a separate video, which I intend to do. I intend to make a speed paint video. And then it's like, it just made it so much more exciting to receive it. It's like, oh, sweet. Because I was basically waiting for it to come in the post. I was like, what's it gonna look like? Your controller videos are really good. Actually was one of your videos who helped me decide to get the Hori Fighting Commando. It's funny, I actually never intended to review game pads. The only reason I had those videos about control pads was game pads, was because I didn't like the Pro controller for the Nintendo Switch. If you guys are not already subscribed on the YouTube channel, be sure to head over there. If you're not already following the Twitch channel, we are 15,953 followers. So if we could get 47 more people, just 47 more people, we will hit 16K. So click the follow button if you haven't already. You can follow me on Twitter for whack opinions. And if you want to come and talk about controllers, Japan, anime, drawing, or if you just want to chat about the YouTube channel in general, join us on Discord. I'll see you all in the next NihongoGamer video and or stream.